Hello, welcome to Painted Forest Art. Today is different because my daughter is here with me. But today's project is this picture.
And it's a very good one.
Oh, thank you. Which unfortunately I have entirely forgotten where I got the inspiration for it from. I've had this other sketch for a long time and I don't remember where I got it. So instead I'll be talking about fears that people have about glass. But I will be painting the design onto this cool watery blue-green pane of glass. Alright. So for this one I want to be able to see some of this patterning. I kind of want to use it as like a little stream running through it. So I'm going to use my light box. You may not be able to see it very well on camera, but I can see, whoa, my camera's freaking out. But I can see the colors of the glass just a little bit. Calm down, camera. The funny thing is the glass looks very different with light going through it, so it'll be interesting to see. But at least I don't want to put trees in here, and I can use that as an idea for the stream. So I want the tree on the far left to look like it's in front of this little bluish area. So I want to make sure that the roots come down low enough so it's not sitting in the little stream, basically. So, fears about glass. Neelophobia, or hyalophobia, is the fear of glass itself. And it's frightening to people because glass can break relatively easily into very sharp fragments, and those pieces can hurt people. People sometimes develop this fear after they have experienced or witnessed a traumatic event that involved being hurt by glass, such as someone going through a window or a car accident. Spasmenogaliophobia, and I don't want to have to spell it, is the fear of broken glass specifically. Where a person wouldn't be able to be around broken glass, or sometimes step where glass has recently been broken. And it's because of the idea that there could still be shards that they can't see that could hurt them. Alright, hopefully you can see this well enough. I've got all my various trees in. I'm not gonna put in all the little dots for the leaves of all of these. It'll get a bit complicated, but I will paint them in. Now I'm starting in on the first layer, basically. The idea of grinding glass into someone's food so that they're injured by eating it, though it's a trope in some murder mystery stories, it's not actually practical, because any glass that the pieces are large enough to cut their stomach or intestine would be easily noticed when they chewed their food. Our mouths are very sensitive to grit, which, I mean, you're aware of if you've ever had sand in your mouth. For some reason, you learned it's really unpleasant to eat. You notice it very quickly. Or if the glass was ground fine enough that they wouldn't notice it, then it would be too small to cause damage. Small lacerations in your stomach intestines do happen sometimes, and they're usually relatively easy for the body to fix. They may cause some discomfort, but they're not likely to be fatal. So with reverse painting, you have to remember in what order things are actually going to show up. So I'm doing these little white flowers on what are going to be sort of bushes. I'm doing them first because I could be doing the coppery outline of them first. If I painted the white flowers later, you wouldn't be able to see the ones that the copper was in front of. Alright, I know the white paint for these middle trees isn't going to look like much now, but later it's going to have the dark green background against it, and you'll be able to see it a lot better. Thankfully, I don't have any issues with glass. It's actually a bit sturdier than most people would think, and I've never, broken a large pane of it into pieces. I've only ever had a few extremely shallow cuts from the edges, and they're more like paper cuts than anything else. They're annoying, but they're not actually very painful. Alright, and now I've got everything painted up. I just need to frame it in, and it will be done. So I decided later that, just kidding, I wasn't quite done painting. I don't like how translucent these sort of tree branch leaf section things, I don't know what you want to call them, are. So I am going to fill them in from the back of the stained glass layer so that they end up more opaque. I'm also going to add in some other tree trunks to look like there's more woods. It goes back further, but they're kind of off in the distance in the mist. Okay, so now I actually have it all painted and can make the frames. Hello, thank you for sticking around to see how the finished piece turned out. Here it is. Obviously it's going to look a little different in different light, and I will post pictures after this of what it looks like. I really like this one. I think especially in the right light, it has a lot of depth to it, and I also enjoy how the glass, the stained glass part, really makes it look like a misty forest. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Bye!